Morning, morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's your guy, DLG Reppin, back again. I shouldn't use that word, that belongs to the one and only troops. And big up yourself, troops, this morning, yeah, in whatever you're doing, yeah? So, this is my review of Thursday night's heartbreaking exit out of the Europa League. And believe me, I'm still heartbroken. I know it was 3 days ago. Yeah? I admit I've been a bit lazy, I've been a bit hurt. But there's no excuses. I should have done my review at least on Friday evening. But I just didn't get round to it. However, I'm going to talk about the review of the game and the players. But let me talk about the players, in fact. For us, yeah, nobody can blame Aubameyang. Aubameyang's goals in the league has helped us sit in 9th position instead of 17th. That's where we would be in a relegation scrap. That's how deep the situation is. He's our only world-class player. And I think that game alone has made his mind up. You can see how heartbroken he was. He was distraught, just like I was. It's like he gets it, but he never came from the Arsenal Academy. He's not from this country. He represents Gabon, although he was born in France. But he gets it. He was the last man off the pitch. You know? But we've got some outstanding young players that we can build a team around. The likes of Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah, and someone else that we have. Still fucking fuming. Even now. Our season has been in tatters. The players that need to go. I know Mustafi's playing well, but he's just not at the level that we want to advance to the Champions League stages. Xhaka, and in fact, let me put it this way, Mustafi at a push, 6 out of 10. These are players that we don't need. Xhaka, 4 to 5, maybe 6 out of 10. Ceballos, I would like to keep 7 out of 10 maximum. At a push, he could be an 8 or 9 out of 10. I would like to keep him. But I'm talking about players that we need to get rid of. Godra Mustafi, Xhaka. The ones that are not good enough. Ozil has been a 4 to 5 out of 10. Well, let me be honest. He's been a 4 to 6 out of 10 in the last how many years? 3, 4 years? Just not good enough. Luis. He's a player that has to go. He's a 4 to 6 out of 10. You know? Bellerin, 4 to 5 out of 10. It's not just the injury that has fucked him, but it's a number of things with him. His form, his pace, his defensive positioning, just not good enough. I feel it's time for a massive overhaul. You know, Arteta, by the backing of the board, if you are allowed to get rid of what you can and bring in better, I will personally be for you, not against you. You've done well with a squad that has let the previous management down. You've done the best that you could with what you've got in front of you. Now, you've got to pick them up from an emotional and mental point of view. And let's go for tomorrow night's game versus Portsmouth. However, I'm still going to talk about the game. First half, just shocking. No shots on target. No more than 3 shots on goal. In fact, no more than 2 shots on goal. Just shocking. Quiet the first half. Olympiakos, it favoured them. Then the start of the second half, my word, we're a goal down, allowing this Cisse guy who is 6'4", 6'5", a free run off the Emirates Stadium. He was allowed to head the ball in from a corner without even jumping. That's how deep it was. That's how open our defences have been. And I say that because it's been the highlight of our whole dark period in the last 15 years. 15 years we've been defensively crap. Only of recently, we've been defensively more disciplined and a little bit more organised. And that's thanks to Arteta. But the frailties reappeared. You can't trust them. The proof was in the pudding that night. You can't trust that defence. You know? And we did a little bit more to try and get that equaliser. Lacazette, another one who can go. He's been a 4 to 5 out of 10 since he's come back from injury. He's been off form. It's been a lack of whatever from Alexander Laka. Not good enough. You know, it's about 4 or 5 players off the top of my head that needs to go. Seriously, they need to go. For the good of Arsenal Football Club, they need to go. I am disgusted with that performance. And then, just when I thought we were going to go through, with the one game that we couldn't even draw. And the one game that Arteta got outdone by their management. And big up Stricto from South, like me, yeah? Big you up, Stricto, yeah? For mentioning this in your interview. And he's right. The one game that we couldn't draw. We as known for being the draw specialist, Draw FC, in full effect. Yes, us. And we couldn't draw that one game, as Stricto said. Heartbreaking. And then, at the death, Aubameyang missing that crucial chance that would have taken us through. But big up Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Do not get your head down. Do not let your head drop. If you want to leave Arsenal, then that's entirely up to you. If you want to stay, then you know you signed a contract, yeah? I want you to stay. But the reality is, you deserve better. You've not won much silverware in your football career. And who could blame you for a new challenge and leaving us? But ideally, Arsenal Football Club is bigger than you and any man, woman, youth or child ever to grace this planet. Or to ever follow them. And I like to say it was a privilege and an honour to meet and take a picture with Raul Sanlihi and Edu. You're nice gentlemen. I appreciate you giving me a minute or two of your lives to have a picture with me. And I'm thankful for that. So big up Raul and big up Edu. However, you've got big jobs to do. You've got to convince Stan Kroenke that you need X amount of money so you can use it and help Arteta bring in the players that he wants. We're going to have to go hard and aggressive. Not scrape the bottom of the barrel. We can't do that this summer. We've got to use the money that we have generated to bring in players. Yes, I know there's a debt in that. I know that Arsenal Football Club has a debt. I know the wages are sky high with financial fair play, but you have to find a way of getting rid of the Ozils. Get rid of Squadron Mustafi, Mkhitaryan, El Neni. Get rid of those, not on the wages alone, but get rid of those players that are not good enough to take us to that high level. Not good enough to raise that bar for us. They're not helping us. You know? These players are not helping us. We need better in the midfield and better defensively. And I'm glad that Salah's coming in. You know, coming into the first team to cement that place because of his ability and his talent. And speaking of talent, I did mention Martinelli. I did mention Gabriel. Yeah, I said Gabriel Martinelli. Bukayo Saka, Nketiah. Them three. I mean, Joe Willock, unless he proves that he's got a good football brain, he's just not going to make it at Arsenal. He's just not going to make it at Arsenal. He'll possibly end up in the Championship. Because he shoots when he should pass, and he passes when he should shoot. He just can't get the balance right. I mean, he's a workaholic off the ball. I appreciate that. On the ball, he can drive through players. I appreciate that. He makes those driving runs, but there's got to be more. And I ain't got nothing against him, but the reality is he's not competent enough to be participating in the first team with players such as Aubameyang, Gabriel Martinelli, Saka, Torreira. He's just not good enough. And as for Bernd Leno, you've saved us a lot, but that moment where you gave the corner away and we half defended it, and then it came back to an Olympiakos player on the wing who whipped in the cross, unchallenged, not pressurized, and the goal scorer, Rabbi, left unmarked. You know? And that's after Aubameyang scores that beautiful overhead kick. And what a privilege it was to be behind that goal when it happened. Behind that goal. What a view. It was meant to be a moment that I could talk about with my future kids, my future grandkids. But it was taken away from me, 60,000 fans, and millions of Arsenal fans all over the world because of our inept or inability to defend properly. It was not good enough. I'm fuming. Diabolical defending. Shambles. Fucking shambles. The football club's been a fucking shambles from top to bottom for at least more than 10 years. If not 15 years at a push. Utter fucking shambles. And when would it ever fucking change? Stan Kroenke, Josh, you've got some explanation. Stan Kroenke, come out of your silent ways and come speak to the fans. You've got immense explaining to do. Because you obviously don't give a fuck. You obviously don't feel the pain that we feel. It's the truth. There's things I want to say on here, but I don't want to get myself into any trouble. But I wish I had the freedom to say what I think about you, what I feel about you, Stan Kroenke. We're just not getting nowhere as a football club. We're not getting nowhere. And that Europa League was the only chance of us getting into the Champions League. Not through the league. And winning the FA Cup will not paper over the cracks for the entire whole season. And our message to anyone who dares to blame Aubameyang for missing that sitter. My message is, if you want to blame him, then you're idiots. Complete idiots. You do not deserve to be at the Emirates Stadium representing Arsenal as a fan. However, I'm going to do my player ratings as well on this. And it ain't going to be nice. Bernd Leno, you get a 5. just for your kicking. You're good with your hands, as Stricto once said. Oh no, not once said, as Stricto said on Thursday. You're good with your hands. However, your feet, it worries me. When the ball's past you and you're asked to kick the ball first time, it fucking worries me. You have a 5. Right back Bellerin can have a fucking 2. Fucking hopeless you are, Bellerin. Just not fucking good enough for Sunday League at the moment. Never mind Arsenal Football Club. Can have a 2. Your pace is dead. You don't overlap Pepe. You don't get yourself into a position to defend properly. You're all over the fucking place in 6s and 7s of your own. 2 out of 10. Right, centre halves. Luis, 5. Just simply not good enough in my eyes. You're simply just not good enough that night. Your overall weren't good enough. I was not over enthusiastic with excitement when you were signed for us. You've done well in games, but you're just not reliable over the course of 38 Premier League games plus all other competitions. So you can have a 5. Mustafi, it's a shame you were in that defence because you were our best performing defender on the night and our best performer as an Arsenal player on the night. I'll give you a 7.5 because you were heads and shoulders above your teammates. As simple as that. So you get a 7.5. Bukayo Saka, not one of your better games. I mean, Olympiakos sussed at what you were capable of and they didn't allow you to fling in those lovely crosses that you've been producing. So 5 for you. And I want you to sign a contract extension. It don't mean I don't want you to stay. I want you to stay with a 5-6 year contract extension. I'll say 5 at the minimum. However, in these player ratings, you have a 5. Right, midfield 2. I'm going to start off with Dani Ceballos. For me, in that first half, I witnessed you give the ball away. However, you did work hard by making a couple of decent tackles. But you were giving the ball away. You rushed your passes a bit too quickly. You have a 5 out of 10. Xhaka, you could have a 5. I was thinking of giving you a 6, but my mind's made up. 5 out of 10. Overall, you were just not good enough throughout the whole of that game. Pepe, my word. Twisting the same player, left, right, in, out. In that second half, I'm like, shoot or pass. But you did neither. You were just solely focused on twisting this player in and out, in and out, in and out. I didn't see enough from you. We wanted more. You showed glimpses of your pace when you skinned the defender. Maybe it was the same one that you twisted in and out. But Pepe, it's just not good enough from your point of view. From your part, you're just not good enough. You have to have a 5. Now, on the left, I'm trying to think. Who the fuck was on the left? Aubameyang. Apart from the goal, I'm going to give you a 6. You weren't poor, but you definitely weren't that good on the night. You missed that gilt-edged chance, which I don't blame you for missing. But I'll criticise you for the fact that you didn't work hard enough. Your end product was not there. And didn't show enough. Didn't do enough. So you get a 6. However, I don't blame you for missing that gilt-edged chance at the death. It could have happened to any world-class footballer, and you are the only world-class player in our team, amongst some who could potentially be world-class, but you get a 6 out of 10. In the middle, Ozil. Yes, you've worked harder since Arteta has taken over, but we need more from you. We actually need more. And I feel that you didn't do enough on the ball. And there was only one moment where I see you playing the 1-2 and you're unlucky not to get on the end of it due to the defender getting the tackling. So you can have a 5 out of 10. Lacazette, 3. You had a chance where instead of going with your feet, you went with a diving header. Go with your feet. I don't know what you was doing. I couldn't see how you were going to get us back into the game. I couldn't see a threat. You know, it was like you were bullied and man-marked by the Olympiakos defence. And I say bullied by a defence because that's what Liverpool's attackers went through last night. They were bullied by Watford's defence in that 3-0 devastating defeat. However, that is what it was like with you. You can have a 3 out of 10. The substitutions, Willock, 4 out of 10. You gave us nothing. You offered us absolute nothing. You know? No, just not good enough. And I'm not jumping on any bandwagon. I know what I saw. I saw how shit you was. Your overall performance was just shit. 4 out of 10. Martinelli, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for the simple fact is he came on and he looked more of a threat. He caused Olympiakos another problem, a different problem. And this is a guy who scored 10 goals all season in all competitions. Why is he not starting that game? And I'm going to get onto you, Arteta, when I can. Because you are going to hear it from me. But Martinelli, you was not at your best. You were just not at your best, and I didn't think you was good enough. Sorry. I'm talking out of tone there. Sorry, I apologise to you, Martinelli. You came on where your teammates were not good enough, not at their best. So where you came on at a late stage where you should have come on earlier, and you would have affected the game. You showed your pace, you showed your skill, and that's both on the ball and off the ball. You showed your fight, how hungry you are to want to play for us, to wear that shirt, and you get a 7 out of 10. You're the only substitute that did what you had to do. Before Torreira, Socrates. I didn't know if you were playing right back or... No, you were playing at right back or centre half, one of the two. You could have possibly affected that goal. You could have been alert towards their winning goal. I'm only going to give you a 4 out of 10. Because you didn't have that much time to affect the game. Whereas Torreira, you broke up play. You gave us that tenaciousness in that midfield. I'm going to give you a 6 out of 10. You didn't have that much time to affect the game. Now I'll come on to the manager. Mikel Arteta. We appreciate you. We've got love for you all over for you, Arteta. But however, your substitutions were just too late. Not on time. And you should have started with Martinelli and Ainsley Maitland-Niles at right back. And speaking of which, you took off Bellerin to bring on Torreira or Willock. We had no right back. We were left exposed defensively. You should have brought on Maitland-Niles for that position. You should have started with Martinelli. And if you're going to bring on Torreira, bring him on sooner rather than later. You know? And I didn't think it made any sense bringing on Willock. Torreira, Martinelli, were the main guys that you were meant to bring on. It didn't make any sense, and you didn't cover yourself in glory. You know, you were outdone by their management. Let's be real. He outdone you tactically. I don't know the name of the manager of Olympiakos, but he outdone you tactically. So for this rating, you're going to get my lowest rating I've given you so far since you become our manager. You're going to get a 4. I know it's harsh. It's extremely harsh, but that is what I thought of your management that night. Not good enough. It was crap, if I'm being frank with you. Crap. Totally crap. Not good enough. What do I give the fans for turning up in their droves as they always do, supporting, sections of the stadium doing their best to support? I want to give the fans an 8. I'm going to give the fans an 8. For the simple fact is, you tried your best, you got behind the team. Or even though, you know what? No, I'm going to change that from an 8 to a 7. You could have stayed behind at the end, and you decided to leave towards the end of that disastrous, heartbreaking moment. You decided to leave in your droves. Get behind the team for 120 minutes when they needed your support, but you decided to leave in your droves. So you can have a 7 out of 10. I was going to give an 8, but 7 out of 10. Referee, I'm not even going to bother mark him. Seriously. Fuck the referee. That's what I say. He gets sweet fuck all for me. So yeah. That is it. My review and my player ratings of the Olympiakos game. And I will be back tomorrow for my preview of the Portsmouth game away from home in the FA Cup last 16. Let's see if we can bounce back or get a shock, because Portsmouth will not be easy. They're doing well in League One, I believe, and they're flying at the top end of that table in League One. Kenny Jackets boys, they will be in our faces. They will make it difficult for us. And they will definitely, at times, have 11 men behind the ball. Kenny Jackett is a manager I know very well through the times he spent with Millwall, 5.5 years. So, yeah, special mention to Kenny Jackett. Big up yourself, mate. However, as an Arsenal fan, I expect more. I expect us to go through, but expecting and going through are two different things. Otherwise, enjoy your Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in whatever you're doing. And I'm coming out of here. Peace and bliss.